What's good? What's good? This is Steeker. This is Steeker the podcast. Hey, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Hey, I appreciate all the love and support from everybody. And if you're new to the channel, man, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell, press like. You know what to do, man. I appreciate all the love and support. Throw me, gente. I hope that you take care of yourself, man. Yo. One thing that we're not going to do this year is make excuses. Hey, there are going to be sometimes we're going to have to take them L's. We have to face them and say, you know what can we do better? And how do we grow from this? You know, it ain't always that we're going to be falling all the time, you know, but when we do fall, right, and we take that L, it's what we do after, like I said before, man. Look, I'm not here to make excuses. If I fall back and I'm not being consistent, that all falls back on me. I can't blame nobody else. I can't look at my family. I can't look at friends and start saying, man, it's because of y'all ain't where I need to be. Nah, bro, it's because where I'm at and my choices, and because I'm not really putting the thought and effort into what I need to get done, it's my fault. So just be accountable, right? Like I said before, like I'm telling you all this because sometimes I have to remind y'all, man, all these excuses that you make. When I see people say, man, I need to start this. Stop saying I need to, just start doing it, man. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do it now, you're not gonna do it later. And then this is what usually happens, man. Usually when I start doing anything now, I just say, you know what? I just gotta take one step at a time, go forward and never look back. I know when I first started my podcast, I started way back in the days, started talking about a mixtape that I dropped, and I took a long break, a long break. But I didn't blame nobody, I blamed myself. That's the only person I could blame is myself, because I decided to take that break. I decided to say, you know what, I'm not gonna do the podcast for some strange reason. I didn't do it, and out of nowhere, I just said, you know what? Hey, ain't no excuses. Today we start, and wherever it takes us to, we go from there, right? But let's talk about somebody, man, that I've been a fan of for a while. She changed the mixed martial art in UFC, Ronda Rousey, man. A lot of people will say that Ronda wasn't the greatest. I think for the time being in the competition that was available at the time, she was one of the best to ever do it in that women's division. I think where she lost track of her skills and everything that she got, well, everything that got her to the position of UFC and being one of the best was her ground game, how she would take these females down, do these submissions, and you'd be like, wow, man, like this woman right here can't be stopped. But somewhere down the line, somewhere down that process, she had a coach that was strictly into boxing. The fact that at one point they were comparing her to Mayweather. Can y'all believe that? They said that she was that good with the boxing skills. They compared her to Mayweather. Mayweather's one of the best boxers in the world to ever do it. I'm talking about the defense, the movement, how quick he was, all that. And you're going to compare Ronda Rousey, a person that never really boxed, to Mayweather. Now imagine the disrespect. Because at the end of the day, that has to be disrespectful to compare a Ronda Rousey to a Mayweather. That's unbelievable. But that's not here or there, right? She went on a quick run. I wouldn't say she was planted in the UFC, but I would say that a lot of the attention was on her because she was winning fights, the way she was winning these fights and how quick they were. Now, eventually, you know, she met her match, and that was Holly Holmes. Holly did her homework. She's a kickboxer. She knew she could. If Ronda was not going to take her down, it was game over for Ronda at that moment. And you know, my money was on Ronda that day, man. I was like, she can win this fight, right? Unfortunately, she didn't win the fight. She got destroyed. I'm talking about nasty. It was nasty. We don't have to play the replay or nothing like that. Y'all can look it up. Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holmes. Was it like 9 years ago? It was bad, man. It was bad. I was hurt. I don't know what it is, man. Sometimes you look at certain fighters and you say, man, they are the best. And when they meet that one person and you like, man, I thought they could beat them. Because I didn't know Holly Holmes. I knew a little bit about her. when Ronda was fighting her, I was like, yeah, she's fighting a nobody. She's probably not even ranked or whatever. But it was bad. It was so bad to see that fight the way Ronda was fighting. And the only person I blame in that fight was the coach. The coach kept putting that in her head that you're a boxer. You go out there and just knock people out. And I'm like, bro, she's not a boxer. She's into the jiu-jitsu, the ground game, submissions. Where in the world did she become a knockout artist? So I put that blame on the coach. Even the mother, Ronda Rousey's mother was like, get rid of that coach. He does not know what he's doing. He's not looking out for you. And in that fight, it showed, right? But look, that was a while back, and y'all probably like, man, why are you talking about it now? Because this is what I mean by making excuses. Take your loss. She's out there now, in the interview saying that, she had previous concussions. She was basically not really in her right state of mind to be fighting, that the mouthpiece and put her excuses, man. Look, give Holly Holmes her credits. Give her flowers. You know what? She did what nobody thought was possible. Beat Ronda Rousey. And that's just what it is. See, we ain't gonna make excuses. We are not gonna erase history. We're not gonna go back and say, oh, because of this. See, take accountability. You took that loss, you lost it, and it is what it is. If it would have played out different, we could have seen it. But the fact that you were going in that fight, knowing what you knew, right? Let's say you had the concussions, you had the mouthpiece wasn't right, you weren't feeling right, you got the butterflies, you weren't feeling it, right? You still signed the contract, you went into that fight, and then somebody better than you beat you. That's just what it is. Now, a lot of, she in the interview, she was talking about people would start talking bad about me. The reason why people probably looked at you like that is because you gave Holly Holmes no kind of credit. You looked at it and said, you know what, I ain't worried about you. But you always gotta worry about the fighter in front of you. That's just the way that's the way you have to see it. Because the minute you take your eyes off the prize, trust me when I tell you, man, you will lose most of the time. And I think you took her lightly. You said, you know what? I'm going to beat her, move on to the next one, not knowing that Holly Holmes had them hands, had them feet. She's a kickboxer, boxer, all kinds of, man, it was bad. It was bad. But what we not going to do, and me looking at Ronda Rousey as a fan, look, we did not hate you for what you did and went to the WWE. We don't hate Ronda. We don't hate you. What we don't like is that we don't want to hear excuses. Take your loss. Say, you know what, Holly Holmes was a better fighter. That's just what it is. Yes, you did a lot for the women's division for the UFC. We appreciate it because there are times I'm like, man, can you believe a few years back, nobody was watching women fight like this. Nobody paid attention to Amanda Nunes, Velenchenko, Thug Rose, John Wayne Lee. We didn't pay attention to other women fighting, but now we do. And we got to thank Ronda Rousey for that. And we appreciate that. But what we not going to do, and we're not going to do this, Ronda, look, you got a nice little legacy that you built for the UFC. You're a Hall of Famer. You did what you're supposed to do. You took over the women's division. You made it interesting. We paid attention. We love what you did. But what we're not going to do, we're not going to erase history and make excuses. Holly Holmes beat you. She was a better fighter. Yeah, she didn't win and continue, winning. But hey, that night, we could tell she was a hungry lion. She wanted it more. And you were out there swinging for the fences. There was times where you would swing. Come on, man. This is crazy because I remember watching that fight. And after that, I kept trying to figure out what went wrong. And I watched that fight several times because I was thinking, man, Ronda's going to come back. She's going to come back stronger. She has to get that rematch. And it didn't happen like that. And we understand, you went on and did other things. You went through your whole life about, you went through a different direction with it. But like I said before, one thing we not going to do is make excuses. There is no excuses. Give Holly Holmes her credit. She did her homework. She did her job and she succeeded and did the impossible, what we thought was not going to be. We didn't think it was going to happen. But it happened, and we just move forward from it. Now, look, your legacy is stamped in UFC because you made the women's division interesting. We weren't watching women's fighting like that, but because of you, Ronda Rousey, I also want to give you your flowers too, man. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was a fan when you first came in, and I started doing my research and where you came from and how you got to that level, man. We appreciate it. But mama, come on, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't go on the press run and start making excuses for what happened 9 years ago. We're not gonna do that. So it is what it is. Ronda Rousey, I wish you the best, man. If we see you back in UFC, great. If we don't, great. Because at the end of the day, man, your legacy is stamped. Look, we ain't gonna question what you did. It was amazing. It was an amazing run. And it is what it is. Because I can remember it was McGregor, John Jones, Ronda Rousey. The roster was solid, man. But hey, it's not here or there. All I got to say is we not going to make excuses, and we not going to bring up the past and try to erase and try to make excuses for what happened. It is what it is, man. But yo, do me a favor, man. Well, first, were y'all a Ronda Rousey fan, and do y'all think Ronda Rousey was a legitimate fighter in that women's division, or was it the fact that the women's division just caught up with her and they just got better and figured out the game? Let me know what y'all think, but do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Si te gusta lo que mira, press like, share this video on all your social media platforms, drop a comment in the comment section. I'm always interacting with mi gente at the side. Hit the notification bell to get notified. Visit the website r2drec.com. And always remember, have peace in your heart, have faith, and never give up. All right, one. What's good? What's good? This is Stico. Hey, do me a favor, man. Somewhere on here, you get a chance to check out my other channel. I release all my music there. We have a lot of music coming out this year. Y'all definitely don't want to miss out. Do me a favor as well. Check out the website, r2drec.com. Purchase your merchandise. Let's keep this moving going. Thank you for all the love and support, and thank you for being patient with me. Hey, let's get it this year. All right, one.